What's up, everyone? As always, I have the courage to talk about what nobody else is, what no other single media person in baseball has brought up. Juan Soto. Someone's got to do it, so I stick my hand up and take the charge. Just like your hand should stick up to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet and enjoy these videos, and just how I don't see Steve Cohen not holding up his hand with a blank check in it for Juan Soto. Now, I'm not at all someone who thinks Steve Cohen should just throw money at every good player just because they're good and he has money. I don't think any owner should do that. It's dumb to do, and that's where the baseball operations people need to come in to make sure it's in a smart way. I mean, they paid Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer millions stacked on millions of dollars to play each other on separate teams in the ALCS. If you're a Mets fan, it's great to have an owner who cares, who's a fan, but obviously you got to be careful where that money is going. These players are still human beings who can crash and burn at any moment, and if anything, it's the most likely scenario. Most players don't stay great for 15 to 20 years, but Juan Soto is and has always been a guy I think you can give a massive contract to. There's only so many players who deserve FU money, and Soto is one of those few, I think. We had Ohtani last year, Soto this year. He's just 26 years old. He's not just a fantastic hitter, but he also has the confidence of a king, which I value. That goes a long way. Not being intimidated by anybody or any moment. He's reliable to stay on the field. He's never been a liability with injuries. He's 26, like I said. There's a reason it's being thrown around that Soto could get as much as Ohtani. Something I brought up and got shit for, and then all these quote-unquote professionals are now saying the same friggin' thing. Now, even though there are like 7 or 8 teams interested in signing Soto, it's pretty obvious it's going to be between the 2 New York teams. And from everything we know about what Juan Soto and Scott Boras are looking for, and from everything we know about the Mets and the way they are and plan to do with this situation, I don't really understand how Soto doesn't end up a Met, and I also don't really understand how it doesn't happen very soon. We have a confirmed meeting that's going to be taking place between Steve Cohen and Soto, along with his agent Boras. Cohen's going to be traveling to Southern California to meet with them, which confused me at first until I realized it's where Boras is based, not Soto. And he could be meeting with other Boras free agents too, as there's like 7 other big ones he has right now, including Pete Alonso. I don't know the exact number, but we'll just go with that, with 7. Soto is obviously the number 1 and most expensive free agent, and all the reports and signs are saying Cohen is willing to do whatever it takes to be the highest bidder for him. And I don't think they'd have any issue telling Pete Alonso to enjoy another franchise in the process. Now, there is a recent report that says the Mets general manager, David Stearns, doesn't seem to want to offer Soto a $700 million contract, which of course would be Ohtani money. Now, really quick, I don't think a $700 million Juan Soto contract would look like Ohtani's. And what I mean by that is I think instead of 10 years like Ohtani got, it could be 13, maybe even 14 years. Obviously, I don't think there's going to be any of the deferred payments or anything like that, but I think the years would be more. Soto is so young, and a contract as long as 14 years would end when he's turning 40. That's not that crazy, but it's also being reported that this doesn't seem to affect Cohen's outlook. Now, this does make sense for each respective person. Cohen's a Mets fan who also happens to be worth over $21 billion with a B. He's the fun uncle who will give you every possible gift you want for Christmas and every holiday, while David Stearns is the nerd who tells on you in class for talking with your friend. He hates fun. Okay, that was mean. But Stearns was the Brewers general manager before joining the Mets. He's a big analytical guy and has never operated with a big budget like this before. And his philosophy is to spread the money out a bit more to several different B-tier players rather than giving out historic contracts to one A-plus tier player, which I actually don't hate. First off, it's a better option than the first guy Cohen hired and had to quickly fire. Someone who went down having more time spent spam texting a woman and sending unsolicited explicit photos than helping the Mets. But for Stearns, I think spreading money out and not giving out massive contracts left and right is a good way to go most of the time. But with Juan Soto, again, he's someone I would make an exception for. And no matter how much Stearns feels iffy on giving Soto Ohtani money, which is understandable, it does seem crazy, but I think Cohen is all about crazy. He doesn't care. Again, as long as he doesn't have this mindset for everybody, it should be fine. And if he wants to pay Soto, which he clearly does and has more than enough money to spend, Stearns won't win that civil war. And according to another report by Hector Gomez, a person close to Juan Soto said that he would be surprised if the Mets didn't sign him, and that the talks are based around the fact that Soto could become the highest paid player of all time. And to question the credibility of this report, according to Gomez, the person who told him this is the same person who told him that the Yankees were trading for Soto before that was official a year ago. So here's the deal. It really doesn't make much sense for Soto to not end up a Met. Cohen has a bottomless pit of money. It's clear he wants to do whatever it takes to sign Soto. So by that logic, Soto is a Met. He and Boris couldn't have made it more clear over the last year that the Yankees have zero advantage. I mean, the man himself literally said all 30 teams have a chance when the champagne hadn't even been popped in the Dodger dugout. I'm pretty sure the last World Series game wasn't even over, and Soto was in the clubhouse like, yeah, no, every team has the same chance of signing me. Pay me. It's simple. He's signing with whoever gives him the most money. And if Steve Cohen is willing to get nuts, again, I don't see how this doesn't not just happen, but happen soon. Unless Soto suddenly has some change of heart and doesn't care about money anymore, or Steve Cohen decides to get outbid for maybe the best free agent ever, Soto to the Mets just makes the most sense, because one of those things happening seems as likely as Lizzo being skinny by next month or Donald Trump deciding to step down and give the election to Kamala Harris. So just by this logic, it doesn't make sense for Soto to the Mets to not happen. Let me know your thoughts, and thank you for watching.